The rich and unified culture of the Na'vi is still as interesting as ever after 13 years thanks to James Cameron and his team's return to Pandora. However, there has been a noticeable shift this time around, and the actors found it to be the most magnificent since the majority of the sequence were shot underwater. The performers, on the other hand, find it more difficult to adjust to this watery existence. You can never know where James Cameron is since he likes to break his records. The sequence were primarily filmed in the studio, where the actors were used to working. Therefore, these performers have a difficult job to do. The show's Jake Sully, played by Sam Worthington, commented on how stressful the behind-the-scenes filming was, and they were forced to do actions they had never performed before. They were built with sophisticated technical equipment to move while submerged. Sam added that they acted as test subjects for new studies, much like guinea pigs. No filmmaker before has gone that far. Because he loves the ocean, James enjoys shooting in the sea, as he has done with several of his earlier movies. Despite the fact that Avatar 2 is different, people still like it for its genuine emotions and movements. And because the scene has been changed to take place underwater, you should be aware of how it was accomplished. James made sure a giant tank large enough to hold more than 250,000 gallons of water was constructed for this, and the actors had to dive inside while wearing their performance suits for a more controlled vision and acting. James and the team were able to add many details to the controlled water tank, such as showing realistic waves. As more characters entered the scenes from the ocean, they were now being struck by the waves. This process is difficult since the humans and other animals are trying to talk, breathe, and express their feelings while still being pummeled by waves. The audience needs to witness how well the Na'vi people have adapted to life under the water and how they know their way around better than any stranger who might find them up. The Na'vi people are known to always connect well with their environment. To make this possible, the players on set had to become skilled swimmers who manage the water. In order for people to swim properly, exit the water properly, and dive in properly, James claimed that the key was to shoot both underwater and at the water's surface. While they were shooting underwater, the cameras and other equipment required for filming and capturing every moment were with them. In order to ensure that the emotions and other feelings were recorded live throughout the filming, the performers had to hold their breath for longer than they were used to. You could now assume that there was a hack to this to make it simpler for the actors, such using diving gear while shooting and many other tools divers use to help them stay calm underwater. But the truth is that none of these tools were provided to the cast. Because performance capture technology requires clean underwater shooting, it is impossible to allow any interference with these captures. All swimming gear would just produce air bubbles in the camera, ruining the genuine emotional capture. When he indicated that each of those air bubbles is a little moving mirror, and that the system is going to identify all the marker dots on the actor's body so it can capture their emotion, James Cameron described how water bubbles might impact the camera's perception of water. Shooting avatars is a job without hair since it's impossible to distinguish between a marker dot and a bubble, and every crew member who enters the water to carry out even the smallest task holding a light must take a breath. Both the camera crew and the performers had to hold their breath while filming this sequence. There were also a lot of ground-breaking and inconvenient regulations to obey in a movie that lasted more than 3 hours. Some actors, however, enjoyed every minute of it because of the difficulties and how shooting an Avatar allowed them to beat their records. Thanks for watching.